Welcome back. I'm Brent Meredith. You've seen our friend and commentator Zach Woodward on the show before, actually just earlier, and this year we're hoping to see even more of him. So you can hear him every morning on the Woody and Jim Show and on Pride Radio, and he's here with me now to catch us up on some of his latest projects. Thanks for sticking around, Zach.
Hi.
I feel like we've introduced you like 5 times today.
I know. Welcome. It's me again.
So how does it feel to be sort of our resident millennial if you slash Gen Z voice on the show?
That's such an honor.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, but in all seriousness, though, that we do love to get your opinion. We love to try to get as much insight from different groups and different people as we can. So thank you for being here. But again, do people say, I've seen you on that show, or I hear you on the radio?
A lot of times people will be like, how does it feel? Like, they will literally ask me in person, is like, how does it feel to be like the gay voice of Nashville or like of the millennials? And I'm literally like, honestly, it's a lot of pressure and kind of scary because I'm like, what if I say the wrong thing? Mm-hmm. But it's really encouraging and exciting because especially the time that we live in today is there's so many more people that are becoming more comfortable with themselves and coming out of the closet and coming out as trans, pan, whatever they might identify with. And so I like to be on the platform and have the opportunity to encourage people to do that.
Well, and that's a great answer. And even no matter what age or ethnicity you are, people are always fearful sometimes they're going to say the wrong thing. So that transcends age and generation, but it is nice to hear, like, we all run in different circles, and hear different things. And so that's the point of the show, is to bring them all together. So thank you for being here. And you had a very busy 2019. Tell us a little bit about the highlights. I mean, you've added a couple jobs, you're looking for a home, you've done a lot.
It's been a wild, wild time. So I do Pride Radio, which is syndicated in 55 markets across the country on iHeartRadio. Producer of the morning show, but I also started bartending to save up for a house that my boyfriend and I are buying. But I think some of my highlights from 2019 were that I went to Key West for Key West Songwriters Festival with BMI. We were there, got to interview like a bunch of the artists backstage and all those things. I turned 27.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll give you a pass on that one.
But the Pride Festival circuit was awesome. So I hosted Nashville Pride Festival, Murfreesboro Pride Festival. So it's exciting to get to like be out in the community because I do a lot of things like on TV or on the radio. So I'm excited to like be more out with the people.
Exactly, and sometimes that's hard because you're in the studio or you're either one of the studios, and that is the fun time. Like when we get to go to Pride, it's nice to see people and to know that what you're doing, people are hearing. And that's fantastic. So I think I saw a picture of you fairly recently working on maybe one of your other projects. There was you and your friend Gabby were at the NECAT Network. And we've talked about NECAT on here before, but just give a quick little spiel on that if you would.
This whole NECAT thing was amazing. I've always wanted to be like a daytime talk show host, and so we have a podcast. It's called Straight Outta Nashville, and so we're like trying to turn it into a late night TV show. So we signed up to take these like pre-production classes at NECAT. It was free to go, but we got to have like hands-on experience with the cameras, with the operating board, with the sound equipment, with like the teachers that were there were fantastic. So we learned a lot, and I've never like been that much into behind the scenes before, but it's so cool to see the operation. So
especially when you get to play with it and learn. And NECAT's mission, that is their mission. So it wasn't just, if you'll pardon the phrase, it's not that you were special. Anybody can go and participate, and it's part of the mandate with the local cable companies to provide the service, and it's there on the campus of Nashville State Tech, or no, sorry, not Nashville State Tech. Nashville, the community college campus over on Whitebridge, but anybody can participate, and I was so excited to see you guys there, and I thought you might be trying to turn. Tell us a little bit. You mentioned the name, but what's the podcast sort of? Is there a little bit of a joke in the name, or how does?
So it's called Straight Outta Nashville because clearly I'm not straight. Welcome to my fabulous life. My co-host Gabby, she's from England, so clearly she's not from Nashville. So we just put them together, Straight Outta Nashville, not straight, not from Nashville. But yeah, it's great. We are like so restricted by like FCC rules on the radio and TV and things like that on the podcast, we get to explore more of our personality and really connect with the people that are listening and like be there for people that are going through things. Like this week we have a life coach on there. We've had like a nutritionist. We've had Sean Booth from The Bachelor on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we've had artists like Kane Brown come perform, like all of these amazing people that kind of feel unapproachable or unattainable come, and we try and humanize them for their fans. So it's like a good outlet for them to become more personable with their fans.
Which is great, and we've got a couple minutes, but I kind of wanted to ask this question. I see on the surface what it's about and what you're doing, but is there a little bit of that sort of advocacy in there too? Like you're getting to be your authentic self while you're doing it, and so is Gabby. So that's great. Have you met any obstacles with that at all, or has everybody been happy to say, oh, this is great, I'll be on it? Or
honestly, we haven't. haven't, which is shocking.
Yeah, I would have thought it maybe at least once or twice somebody may have said, no, I'm not really.
I mean, we also don't forewarn them that it's rated explicit for a reason. So whenever they come on and we take a shot of vodka,
then they know they're in for a treat, right?
They're a little taken aback with
My
that.
follow-up to that question is, when are Pam and Chuck and I are going to be on the show?
Please come.
Because the shot of vodka may have to wait, but we could, for only because of our cleanse thing that Pam and I are doing. But sooner than later, we're gonna come and
Please come.
We'd love to talk with no rules.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Like, we love it.
So what are you hearing in your circles? As I mentioned at the beginning, we've got about a minute left, but our show, we try to cover everything, especially local politics and whatnot. What are you hearing from your group about what's going on in sort of state, local, even federal government? Our last minute.
I think a lot of people are scared because it felt like we were moving so rapidly forward with like the federal mandate of gay marriage that's now legal, and then we got into this political place that we are now, and it feels like a lot more conservative people are trying to push back the rules and the laws. And so I felt like we were moving really quickly into a good place. And so now it feels like there's a lot of pushback, which is really scary.
Which is true, and I think even as a little bit older you see that, but maybe the context of the history maybe isn't there as much to show, which is understandable, but still, like, you don't want your next generation to be growing up in fear.
But I think it's also kind of a good thing because younger people are speaking out more.
That's a valid point.
Because we are going to be the next generation to, like, lead in politics. It's really cool to see people speaking out and like speaking their mind and being honest.
Yeah, the one thing that we've seen is at least more people being active, and I hate to cut us off, but we got to go. We're always out of time. That is all the time we have for tonight, but you can follow us on your favorite social channels for breaking news and entertainment, or watch clips of the show anytime at outandabouttoday.com. See you next weekend.